Said it, I'm golden. Told you I'm shining. Had to break through. Plan perfect timing. Giving no hands. Nigga, go get it. Radix the ruler. Can't fuck with them peasants. Want to win pleasant. Envy the essence. Fuck about you. More about me. I come from the land. Land that forgotten. That league of the shadows. My city like Gotham. But now I'm the man. You gon' hear this often. Stacking these gems. The boy ain't no option. All black like he gothic. But yet he still blossom. Desire to conquer. Ain't nothing gon' stop him. Damn, I'm so awesome. Now they all flocking. But they ain't care. My close homie died. Fell suicide. And my dad's crack pipe was rocking, they see mama often, but fuck it, I'm off it. Created that funk, almost went diabolic, then broke down myself. I was brutally honest and studied the hidden rebirth to a prophet. I want my worth, for you see mayhem. You screaming Mayday, fuck what they say, hey. I want my payday, me off and Team Rocket. Now who would've thought it? It used to be lit, now the gems in my pocket. I used to be stressing, now racking up blessings. Kept manifesting, they stopped self-investing.
Yo, what's going on, y'all? Quick things first, because it's been a minute since I streamed. I'm gonna do a quick mic check. Please let me know down in the comments if you can hear me, because I think the last couple times I streamed, they said my audio was not loud enough. So let me go ahead and pop over to my YouTube, because I think the last couple times I streamed, I think I sound good. I think I'm coming through pretty good on this end. Let me pull up these comments here. And the same thing, for some reason, okay, there we go. I was gonna say last time I streamed too, the comments on my my EVMux, that's the system I'm using to stream, they were a little bit delayed from my YouTube. I see my boy Troy Frazier in the chat. What's up, my boy? How you doing tonight? As my cat decided to come join me. You want to come say what's up, Pengu? No. Okay, she'll come say what's up later. Appreciate you, broke boy. I see you down there. What's up? Give everyone a minute here to tune in. So yeah, basically the point of this live stream is because I have laundry in the washing machine and it'll be done in an hour. So I said, all right, I'm going to stream for an hour, and then we'll get out of there. What's up, my boy Alex? I see you in the chat. So I said I'll stream for an hour. Didn't get a video up today on the channel, so I figured at least we can do is come up on here and talk for a little bit of Heat basketball or whatever. Y'all can really ask me whatever you want to. You do see the subscriber goal down here at 8,200. We're about 6 away from that, so if we could get 6 subs this stream, shit, that'd be pretty cool. But yeah, I didn't post a video today because I got home from work a little bit early and I had some time to think of something to put together. But I was like, there's really nothing interesting that I wanted to talk about. You know, I could have forced a video about Russell Westbrook or anybody else, but I was like, I don't really feel like it. You know, my main thing on this channel has always been quantity over quality. No, the opposite. Quality over quantity. What's up, Poppy? What's up, Poppy DK? How you doing, fam? But yeah, my main goal on this channel has always been quality over quantity. Now, of course, the goal for the last like 4 months or so has been to post every day. Not really a goal, but it's something I've been able to maintain. What do you say, Divin? I thought you were going to say something completely different as to why you're doing this live stream. What you trying to say? But yeah, so what was I going to say? Because the reason I've pretty much posted a video every day for like the last 4 or 5 months probably, which is just crazy to think about, because I've been happy with all the content. Appreciate you, Poppy, saying I'm gonna hit 10K before the season starts. I don't know about that. You know, the off season is always very kind to me because people seem to love the YouTube or the rumors of the off season a lot more than the actual games. And the off season was great to me. You know, when all the KD stuff was going on, there's a lot of momentum on the channel, but things have since slowed down. But it's usually how it goes, typical ebbs and flows of doing a Heat basketball YouTube channel. I see my Void. What's good, bro? Am I bored? Yes, I am. If you didn't hear me earlier, I said I have about an hour left in the laundry. So that's all y'all gonna get today. Good evening to you, Devin, my boy Shelton. What's up, Shelt? He said, big fan of the channel, by the way. Alex Shelton says I should do some more G League content. I can do for you. He said, man couldn't even grant me one Monty Morris Heat rumor video. Yeah, he's been roasting me, or not just Alex, but also the rest of the boys. Where'd Pengu go? She left. In the basement chat because, I mean, I've been posting videos on some randoms, you know, whether it's Omar Ballo or Steve Settle. Hey, you know, people are interested in some of the G League guys, so I'll make a video about it. I was interested too. Hey, we got my mom in the chat. Shout out Donna Donardo. Appreciate you tuning in as well. What else do we got? We got a bunch of comments. Make sure y'all leave your comments here. I'll get through some of my thoughts, and then I'll get to y'all comments so you can keep leaving thoughts as you talk. I see you down there, though, Poppy DK, favorite Heat YouTuber. Appreciate you, man. You said you appreciate the quality. Yeah, man, that's been the goal over here. You know, I didn't used to do daily videos, and I still don't do daily videos. You know, if I can, I will. If I'm not happy with the video, I'm not going to put it out just to get a video out every day. You know, but the reason I really tried, you know, committing to the daily thing for the last several months, and even before that, you know, maybe I missed a day a couple months ago. I've been trying to do daily for a while, I guess. And the reason I've been trying to do that is because almost all the other Heat content creators are posting daily. You know, and I love them all. You should support them all. Whether it's my boy Miami Heat Talk, he's been supporting or uploading consistently. Make sure y'all support him. My boy Ernest. Of course, you got Miami Heat Network. My boy Trent over there doing his thing. And you got the rest of those guys. You got my guy Amir and Team to Beat Miami Heat. And then also even my guy Nick Roloff on Heat Report by Chat Sports. He's posting daily. And then of course y'all know my favorite Brendan Tobin. He's posting multiple videos a day. Every single sport, basically, which I would love to do. But obviously, I have a full-time job. Unfortunately, YouTube is not the full-time thing yet. Maybe it can be one day, way down the line. And then if that's the case, I can continue to produce higher quality content and stuff. But yeah, obviously not a lot going on in the offseason right now, so I didn't really feel like forcing a video out there just to force one, because that's not really what I'm about. But what I did do, though, is I started working on a more effort video, I guess you could say, a longer term video. I guess I could just tell y'all because y'all the exclusive bunch that's tuning in here, so I appreciate y'all. But I've been working on I started a video today. It might never actually come out, but I started a video today called What If the Miami Heat Never Got Jimmy Butler? And my inspiration was, if y'all ever seen Mike Korzemba's videos way back in the day, he used to do these what if series where, like, what if the Knicks drafted Steph Curry? And he would go through the butterfly effect, basically, of every season since then, and how it would affect the whole league, basically. So I kind of wanted to do a Miami Heat-centric one. Basically, if the Heat never got Jimmy, it was going to start from if that Kawhi shot Game 7, we all know how it bounced in. Is this the dagger? Yes, it was. And it was the dagger for Jimmy Butler's tenure in Philly. Because let's say Kawhi misses that shot, the game would go to a lot of assumptions still, I admit. But if he misses that shot, it goes to overtime. I see breaking news, Devin. Y'all scaring me in here. I'm glancing at the chats here, the comments here. I'm trying to talk. But I see you're trolling because you said Heat are trading Bam. But anyways, what was I going to say? Yeah, so it was going to start with if Kawhi misses that shot, it goes to overtime, Philly wins that game. Let's just say Philly goes on to win the championship, right? Because they would have had to play Milwaukee, who I think Philly would have matched up well against Milwaukee that year. We know Jimmy Butler owns that team, so I think they could have beat Milwaukee. Then they would have played the Warriors in the finals. It's like, who on that Warriors team was going to guard Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler? Like, I maybe could have seen Philly winning it all, maybe, if that Kawhi shot doesn't go in. And then, obviously, Philly wins the championship that year. Jimmy Butler likely stays. The 76ers likely pay him that max instead of Tobias Harris. And then the Heat never get Jimmy Butler. And there's kind of an interesting butterfly effect of that. So, obviously, a video like that is a lot of effort to put in. So, I was thinking, hey, like, instead of me scrapping the rumor barrel to get content out every day, why don't I start a longer form video that maybe I don't post for a week, but then maybe, a week from now I get a video out that's interesting. So like I said, I started it today. I'm going to continue working on it over the next few days. I actually got a very busy week because starting Thursday, I'm actually driving back. Y'all know I stay in Fort Myers. I'm driving back to Fort Lauderdale for the weekend because my boy's getting married and I'm best man in his wedding. So I'll definitely be busy for the next few days. We're at least starting Thursday with wedding stuff, of course, the wedding itself, and then the after party such fallout throughout the weekend. So I have a busy weekend, which makes it even more of a good time to work on this longer form video because I won't have time to like film, record, and edit. But when I find a few minutes here and there throughout the day, I can sort of work on my script about that. What if Jimmy Butler never came to the Heat video? So yeah, if it comes out good, y'all will see it maybe in a week or so. And if not, I'll just scrap the idea and y'all will never see it. But yeah, that's kind of my goal for this offseason. Maybe work on some longer form videos instead of forcing out content every day. So if y'all happen to see a few days without some videos, especially this week coming up, might be very light on the videos. Now you just kind of know why. Also, I bought a whole pack of these at Costco, the Propel Gatorade water. Excellent. Absolutely love it. Because, as y'all know, I hoop almost every day. I've been hooping almost every day. So, and it's getting to the summertime. So I've been sweating a lot more, and I've been feeling the cramps start to kick in recently with how hot it's been outside. So, because I usually just drink water, but I'm like, I got to get something with more electrolytes because the water, it was helping, but like, I just wanted something better. So I was buying Gatorade for like the last couple months, but I used to chug like a couple Gatorades when I played. But then out of nowhere, like I just looked at the calories on it, and the calories were like 80 calories a bottle for like the mini bottles of Gatorade. And I'm not really a calorie counter at all. But I just started thinking about it. I'm like, if I drink 3 bottles, that's 240 calories. Is it good to just chug 240 calories of Gatorade in like a very short span? It's like, probably not. So then that's why at Costco, I also saw the Propel Water, which is literally 0 calories. And it tastes delicious, and it has high electrolytes. So a little bit better than water. It's a little bit more flavor. It just gives it a different taste than water. And it's very good for cramps. So I've been drinking this for sure. And Hoops was good today, too. Although it rained at... Bro, the thing I hate about my court is we get good runs, like real good comp. You know, it's like any other pickup court. You know, you got the regulars. I've been balling with these guys for years. Great dudes, you know, good players, too. But it's like if it rains at like 3 o'clock, it's like nobody goes because they think it's going to be wet there. And our court dries so well. So I've been trying to tell everyone that. Because like today we had maybe like, I mean, we ran, but we only had enough for half. We ran like, maybe we had like 6 people there, ran threes or whatever. But usually we run full. You know, it's a lot of people there. Like yesterday we had like 30 people there. It was deep. But yeah, it just kind of sucks. Like it rains at 3, okay, but we don't hoop till 6 is dry. Pull up. Stop being so lazy. I feel like nowadays people are looking for any excuse not to go hoop or go work out. I'm like, oh, it rained 3 hours ago. It's probably wet. No, it's not wet. Come hoop. Stop being lazy. But anyways, I still got my runs in today. I just wanted a good sweat because I got to look. I'm wearing a suit, you know, on Thursday. I'm the best man, so I want to look good in my suit on Thursday. So had to lock in these last couple of days. And also, fine, I'm getting a haircut tomorrow. I know I've been chopped for a few weeks now. I've wanted a haircut, but I wanted to wait until right before the wedding to get one. That's why I've been a little bit chopped. All right, let's see some of these comments here. I think I gave y'all enough time to kind of comment here. Alex said, NBA offseason have been slow. When was the last move? I don't know. I don't know when the last move was actually. I mean, a couple guys got signed today. I saw finally that guy in the Spurs, Jones or whatever his name was, or Garcia Jones, finally got signed today. The guy in the G League was hooping. I was looking at your comment, bro. Boy, 10K is a stretch. I'd say 8.5K. I mean, if we're talking about a start of the season, then yes, 10K is certainly a stretch. But 8.5K? I better be at 8.5K by the beginning of the season. I don't know. That's only 300 away. I don't know. Things are starting to slow down a bit, but I don't really stress about the numbers. If any of y'all are trying to do a YouTube channel or thinking about starting a YouTube channel, I could give you a lot of advice. Just hit me up, you know, on Instagram or Twitter or something. I'll be happy to share some advice on anything. But one thing I can definitely say is don't stress about the numbers. I mean, you're going to have ebbs and flows. And really, you should not be making content for the numbers to begin with. You should be making content that makes you happy to make, and then the numbers will come organically. That's just kind of what I tell people. So, what's up, my boy Sink? Says he's been wanting Trae Young forever. I've liked Trae Young a lot, too. I know he's a polarizing player, man, but the way I look at it, you've invested so much into Bam Adebayo that you should get him teammates that can help him achieve his full potential. And who can do that better than a guy who's probably the best lob thrower in the NBA in Trae Young? And it's like, okay, people worry about his defense, but like, fine, whatever. The Heat have guys that can help him defensively. Davion Mitchell, Bam Adebayo. You could have Khalil Ware to clean things up on the inside, blocking shots. You know what the Heat haven't been able to do? Score. And every team Trae Young has been a part of for like the last 10 years has been a top 10 offense in the NBA. I would love Trae Young. It was looking like the Hawks might be going rebuilding mode prior to this offseason, but obviously that's not the case anymore. They got Porzingis and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They had a good draft as well. Asa Newell had a good summer league. So, yeah, they're definitely not rebuilding. But maybe in 2 years, if they can't really get over that playing hump, then maybe they trade Trae Young and maybe he can get into it. Boyd Century says you just need to shift to LeBron and Bronny back to Miami videos, get the same KD views. Yeah, but I don't want to spam that content either. You know, I did post one LeBron video. I kind of liked it, just kind of explaining why I would personally want LeBron on the team and kind of why I've been a fan of his. But if we get more rumors, I'll do some more videos. I kind of want to do a LeBron trade package video and show some different packages, maybe like even 3-team deals, get real creative of why the Heat can, of how the Heat can get them. But we'll wait, We got Van Lee. He says, "What's up, Ant? You remember me? I asked you what you do if Jimmy DM'd your girl. Good thing he's gone." Yes, Van Lee. I do remember that from the live stream. And I'm not going to recount that. We'll just let that be a me and you thing, and whoever else remembers my answer to that question. The official high votes says, "Can we trade Tyler Hero for Jaden Ivey and some picks?" I don't know. Let's go ahead and look at it. We'll go ahead and do a live trade machine here. Y'all can see the subscriber count. Once again, if you are not subscribed, make sure to hit that button for me. But right here, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Fanspo. And, yeah, let's see what we can do. We'll pull up the Miami Heat here. Who is actually, let's go back. Who is the, it shows you up top here, the guys. I'm just running back and forth to my StreamYard to make sure y'all can see too. That's why I'm pausing a little bit. How do I get back to the tool? Trade machine. Delete. Okay. Yeah, I want to see the top players being traded. Gabe Vincent. Wow. Gabe Vincent's number 1. The top 5 are Lakers, which is insane. I don't know. Do people think the Lakers are going to blow it up with Marcus Smart now? Probably not, right? But out of all people, Gabe Vincent. Probably just because he's like a good salary filler. I think he has like a $8 million expiring or something like that. But yeah, a lot of Lakers here, clearly. Andrew Wiggins, number 16th overall for Miami Heat, guys. And Terry Rozier, number 21. Good luck trying to trade Terry Rozier with all these investigations going on. But, all right, let's pull up the Miami Heat. Let's pull up the Detroit Pistons. So you say Tyler Hero for Jaden Ivey and some picks. Of course, Jaden Ivey, good player. Looks like he's still pretty young. Wow, only 23 years old, so even younger than I thought. Actually, I'll pull up his numbers here, too, for y'all, because I'm kind of curious what his three-point shooting turned out to be last season, because I know he's an excellent defender. He did have a big injury last year. I forget what the injury was. But, yeah, only played 30 games last year. But in those 30 games, oh, wow, he shot the ball excellent from 3. 41% on 5 attempts. I didn't realize he was that good. I knew he was a little bit better because you could see his first 2 years here under 35%, not really known as a shooter, more so known as an excellent defender. But, damn, if you're getting that kind of defense, 6'4", 195, not too big, but, I wouldn't say he's super small out there either. But if you're getting the kind of defense that he brings and a guy that can shoot 40% from 3, that's a good player right there. 18 points per game for them, 4 assists to 3 turnovers is not so great. But, yeah, Jaden Ivey's a good player. How many picks better is Tyler Hero than Jaden Ivey? I don't know. I do think Tyler Hero would be an excellent fit next to Cade Cunningham because I think the Pistons really do need a secondary ball handler. If you just look at their roster here, I mean, you got Cade. None of these other guys are not going to really handle the ball. I mean, Marcus Sasser is really the only other point guard on the team. Ron Holland canned a little bit, I think, but that's more so as an attacking wing, not so much a facilitator. Yeah, they could use another ball handler. And I think getting a guy like Tyler Hero who could not only be on ball to help Cade, but also play off ball next to him as a shooter, I think that could be great. And obviously Tyler Hero fits the timeline well. Also he's still a young player. So you figure they send us Jaden Ivey. How else are they going to make the money work, though? Because I'm assuming this doesn't work from a salary cap standpoint. Yeah, they got to cut out $13 million. That's how I'd be doing these trade packages, by the way. I could just kind of start with something like this, then I kind of see what else I need to do to make the money work. So, I don't know what they said. $13 million they got to cut. They just signed Karis LeVert. They just traded for Duncan Robinson. I would love Isaiah Stewart, but I don't know if I want to commit $15 million a year for 3 more years. See, that's where it gets tough because we start from the top. I guess they're going to trade Tobias Harris. He's a large expiring, but the problem is if you do that, I think now the Heat also have to send money over. No, that does work from a salary cap standpoint. But it's like now the Heat are taking on more money. They're taking on $36 million and sending out 31. I don't think the Heat are going to want to do that. Plus, I think the Pistons still value Tobias Harris. He had a good season last year. So to make the money work, it's like, okay, you're not trading Duncan. I don't think the Heat want that long-term Stewart money. They're probably not trading LeVert because they just signed him. You're not trading these young guys. These are the young core. Paul Reed just recently re-signed as well. But you would even have trouble making up $13 million from these guys here anyways. See, this is where you got to start finding a third team to get involved. I don't know. I could see maybe I can see the Pistons maybe moving on from Isaiah Stewart just because you got Jalen Duren and Paul Reed. Paul Reed's a pretty decent backup center. So maybe they can convince someone. Like the Lakers still need a backup big. I know they got DeAndre Ayton, who I don't think is that good at all. I actually think Isaiah Stewart's might be a better fit for them, could stretch the floor a little bit more. Probably a little bit of a better rebounder too, maybe. I don't know. Isaiah Stewart's a dog. Well, he did try to fight LeBron that one time. No, he can't go to the Lakers. You're right. You guys are right. You can't trade Isaiah Stewart to the Lakers. But if they wanted to, let's see how much salary the Lakers would have to shed here. The Lakers would now have to shed $15 million. Yeah, because they're right at the cap. Is there anyone that for $15 million? No. Yeah, see, I don't know. That's the thing with these trades here. I'm not going to sit here and make this entire stream Hero versus Ivy trade package video, but just from a pick standpoint, yeah, the Pistons got a ton of picks. How many picks would they attach to Ivy to get Hero? I don't know, maybe one. You know, I think on the open market, I think Tyler Hero can net you 3 first-round picks. You know, if Bane got you 4, I think Hero could get you 3. But that's 3 first-round picks and salary filler. Jaden Ivey's not salary filler. He's still a good young player. So I'm not sure the Pistons would give up more than 1 first-round pick in addition to Jaden Ivey. I don't think that's the case here. All right, let's go back to some of these other questions here. Van Lee says, you have the best editing in HeatSphere. How do you clone yourself to slap yourself? It's called CapCut. Everything I do is on CapCut, the desktop version. I know they got the phone app too that can do a lot, but yeah, I do CapCut, and you can. It's pretty user friendly, I'd say, so you can learn. What else we got here? Troy said, your videos are always on point, unlike some others that are posting daily. I thoroughly love your content much more. Tobin's hilarious too. Appreciate you. Yeah, if anyone missed it at the beginning, you know, I just prioritize quality over quantity. And just post videos that make me happy. You know, I didn't feel like forcing a video today, so I didn't. I'll come here and stream and talk with y'all because I like doing that too. Broke Boy says, sign and trade for Giddey. It's very weird. Josh Giddey still not technically on an NBA team. He still technically sits as a free agent. I want to go ahead and look up. Let's look up NBA free agents. Then I'll share this. I'll share this tab with y'all over here. Y'all can see it. Okay. Let me find the current free agent, not the free agent tracker, because that shows where guys went. This is what I want to look up, the current free agents, because Josh Giddey probably still the best available. You have to go to guys that are available here. Okay, you got Malcolm Brogdon. They got Boucher, Horford, get GP2, who there was actually some rumors today that the Heat might be interested in GP2 as well. Who I would like, you know, he's a good player, just a bit older. And then Trey Lyles. And then they got Josh Giddey here as what, the 6th best free agent, or at least the guy who was, I guess they have it in terms of their previous average annual value. But out of all these guys here, he's probably the best player, you know. Kuminga, too, you know, another restricted free agent. Of course, Russell Westbrook, another big name centered around the Heat. But, yeah, Josh Giddey's up there. You know, I had a hell of a season last year. Heat fans know. Turned into Luka Doncic against us every time he played. But he looks like he's asking for $30 million. Which I'm surprised the Bulls didn't give it to him. I would have thought the Bulls would have did something stupid and gave it to him when there's really not a market out there for him to get that much. But that's kind of the hold up there. But if you look at his numbers, 15 points. But look, 15, 7, and 8. And then 7 assists to 3 turnovers. That's good. 38% from 3 on 4 attempts, 46% overall. That's a hell of a player. That's a hell of a player. And by all means, certainly someone that he could use as well. Penguin decided to come say hello. I'll let y'all say what's up to Pengu real quick. This is, if y'all might have seen in a few videos over the years, this is Pengu, a former stray that we basically took in, started taking care of. And now she wants to show me no love as she wants to get out of my arms. Maybe she's a little bit camera shy. But okay, go ahead, Pengu. She does like being held. Maybe she doesn't like the lice. But yeah, that's Pengu, so you guys can officially meet her. But back to the Giddey thing. Yeah, numbers were great last year. Obviously, the Heat still need a true point guard. That's what Josh Giddey is, an elite facilitator. But I wonder how fluky this three-point percentage was. Because if he can come into next season and shoot like this, sign me the hell up. But if it goes back to this, you know, under 34%, no, that's not something the Heat need because obviously there's already some spacing concerns in the starting lineup. But either way, I don't know what a sign and trade would look like. I mean, the Heat would have to match $30 million. So I guess Terry Rozier, right? they could do something around Terry Rozier, but I don't think the Heat would ever go after that. Even though low key probably would rather have Giddey than Kuminga. Am I tripping? I don't know. It's just like the Kuminga's definitely got the higher upside, but if he can't learn to shoot, well, I guess if he can't learn to shoot, what's he gonna do on this team? You know. Whereas if Giddey can't shoot, he can still be an elite facilitator and kind of open up a lot of things for Bam and everyone else. What else? Yeah, the official high note I see said Kuminga and Bol. Let's see what else we got here. Guanton. I never know how to say your name for real. Guamton Kid Gaming. Appreciate you, man. You've been on the 10K subs by the end of the year for a while. I didn't believe you at first, but we got a chance. I think I actually got to average about like 11 subs a month. 11 subs a day to get there by the end of the year. It'll be tough. You know, some of the momentum slowing down a little bit, but who knows? Maybe we get some news tomorrow. Momentum picks back up. Let's see. What else we got? Poppy DK is a fan of Propel. I'm telling y'all, Costco, they got like a 24-pack for pretty cheap. They got all the flavors in it. It's good. I'm going to keep buying that. Like I said, because it's 0 calories too. So, exactly. Broke Boy said Gator has like 40 grams of sugar. So, I got to start reading these comments a little bit faster. All this stuff was in the past. What else did we got here? Guamton Kid said, thoughts on getting Al Horford as being a backup for Khalil Ware? It's like, I like Khalil Ware. No, I like Al Horford, right? And I still think he has a little bit left in the tank. We can go ahead and pull up his numbers here too, because I want to get you exactly the season that he had. Obviously, he's older, 39 years old. Damn, that's older than I thought. But he had a productive year last year. 9 points, 6 rebounds, but good efficiency, 42. Well, actually, his efficiency kind of dropped off a cliff last year, 42%. Because I'm more thinking so the year prior. If you look the year prior, that's where he was 51% from the field and 42% from three, which is excellent. And even look, the year before, he's 45%. But let's go even off the 36% on 5 attempts a game. Wow, he shot a lot of threes. Wow, he took 7 shots a game. 5 of them were threes. That's insane. Because look back at his young days. Look, what's the most shots he ever took in a year? This year in 13-14, took almost 15 shots a game. 0.4 were threes. And look how he changed his game down here. He's all the way up to, like we said, okay, about 8 shots a game. 5 of them are threes. That's insane how he really transformed his game like that. And I guess for him, 36% on 5 attempts is not bad. So if he could replicate that, he'll continue to rebound the ball a little bit. And he's still a decent defender, I think, in spurts. He's the type of player that I think that he could definitely use off the bench. The problem is, I think he's also the type of player that a contender can use. And, because he's 39. So what are he doing signing a 39-year-old to a 1-year deal to do what? To maybe make it to the 6th seed? It doesn't make a lot of sense to me. Although I think he'd fit great, I just think Al Horford's more suited to go to a team like the Golden State Warriors have been really the biggest one, right? The Warriors. And I think he would fit good there. I think he'd fit very good. Let's see what else we got here. King Judah said, finally a live stream. Yeah, I know. I like doing the live stream. It's just the problem is, I only have so much time in a day, so I do a video and then it's like, okay, when I come home from work after that or after I'm done hooping, I'm either working on the next video or if my girl's off work that night, spending time with her. What else we got? Official High Note said, he said, what can Norman Powell do for us besides get us swept again? I'm tired of Pat Riley. We should have got KD. If we was to go get Norman Powell, we need more moves. I'm with you, man. I wanted KD a lot, quite a bit. One of the things I will wonder about that just in the future is it's like, okay, obviously the East is open now. You got no Dame. You got no Tatum is hurt, no Halliburton. But when KD was traded to the Rockets, it was actually the day of Game 7, I think. Yeah, or the day before. I think it was the day before Game 7 of the finals when Tyrese got hurt. So I almost wonder if if that trade would have just got held off, if Pat would have said, damn, now the Pacers are going to be struggling next year too. Let me just maybe cough up a little more for KD and maybe we got a chance. Maybe. I wonder how that would have changed things. Probably not, because I still think with no Tatum and no Celtics and the Bucks roster is terrible outside of Giannis. It's really awful. Like without Giannis, that's a 9-win team. It really is. You should go look at their roster. So I think if Pat Riley could have been convinced, he would have went for KD. And obviously, as we heard, he really didn't go as strongly as he should have. But But then it's like you didn't know that the Norman Powell thing was going to happen. So, and if you would have had KD and Norm, the team would have been looking so damn good. And that's what I try to tell people too, like people that was against getting KD. They're like, oh, you're going to get KD and then what? You're still not good enough to win a championship. Probably true. But what I told people is I said, you get the star first and you figure out everything else later. Because if they would have got KD, they still would have had, not Duncan Robinson, they still would have had Kevin Love. They still would have had Kyle Anderson. So the Norman Powell trade still would have been there. And now you're bringing Norman Powell into a team that has Kevin Durant. That's why you get the star first and figure out the rest later. Because now you got Norman Powell. Guess what? KD's not available no longer. So I kind of thought Pat Riley's whole thing was ass backwards, to be honest. His plan is just ass backwards. They keep trying to do this whole 2 timeline thing. It's stupid. King Judah, what's up, my guy? I see you down here. You said, how you doing? We also got Void Sentry here who says, Ants, have you tried collabing with you said YT. I'm going to assume that means YouTube and not white, because some people also use that as a shorter way of saying white basketball channels. But I'm assuming you mean YouTube basketball channels like Player's Choice going on their show, Talking Hoops. So you're asking if I've ever tried to collab with other YouTube channels, because Player's Choice, those are the ones that just got KD on, right? That they KD commented on Twitter saying, I got to hop on your show. And then some hater in the comments was like, nah, don't go on their show. They're a bunch of haters. And then KD's like, oh, never mind. But then he still ended up going on. Yeah, I collab with several in the past, actually. I've done a few episodes with Ernest of Miami Heat Talk within the last year. I've done a couple with Trent as well at Miami Heat Network on my channel and on his channel. And me and Tobin have talked a few times in the past, but never on this channel. They were on a couple of Basements podcasts, on the Basements Random Scrub Heat podcast. Outside of those guys, I don't think I've collabed with any other YouTubers. Well, I guess outside of Basement guys, right? Like I've done videos with Royal on this channel, videos with Adam Barai on this channel. I don't think anyone else. And that's mostly by choice, just because I want to focus on building up my brand more first before I start inviting other people on. And I understand collabing is one of the best ways to really get your name out there. You know, ideally, if I do something on this channel and something on someone else's channel. But I kind of want to focus on fine-tuning exactly what this channel is before I start relying on guests for content. Because a lot of times what happens is, especially with this Heat stuff, is if you just bring on a guest with not a lot to talk about, well, then it's like you asking the same questions. What do you think of this Heat offseason? What do you think of Casper Shakachonis? What do you think they should pay Tyler Hero? And it's like, it's the same overblown topics that we've been talking about for months now. And then I just feel like that content's kind of boring. So that's another thing with the topics, or the guest, I mean. So if there's a collaboration that makes sense, I'll definitely do it. I actually ran into Brendan Tobin in person at the Panthers parade, and we talked for a little bit. That was actually the first time that we've ever met in person, which was cool for me because I've been listening to Tobin since I was like in high school, since I was like 14, to be honest. Well, 14 would have put me as a freshman in high school, right? So probably since I was 16. I'm 27 now. So over 10 years, I've been listening to Tobin. And then obviously we've interacted on Twitter multiple times over the years and then done a couple of podcasts too. But that was the first time we met in person. It was cool because I went to the restaurant where they were broadcasting from for the Panthers parade, and he saw me first and recognized me. So that was honestly really cool. Like that made my day for sure. So then we ended up talking for, like 15, 20 minutes while we were just waiting for the parade to start. And we definitely said, yeah, we got to collab at some point, in the future for sure. Definitely wants to come on this channel, said he's down to. But like I said, I just want to have something to talk about. I don't want to keep regurgitating the same old topics over and over again. What else do we got here? Poppy DK says, Hero, Wiggins, Hame, and Jovic for Giannis. The part that sucks now is it's like the Heat only have 2 tradable first-round picks. Before this year, they had 3. And obviously, they used one of them on Kasparis. Now they just got 2. So, but they could get 4 if they could get that damn 2027 pick back from Charlotte. If they get that 2027 pick back, they now have 4 tradable first. But I really wonder what Charlotte would want for that pick. It's like, this team would be in such a better, like an infinitely better spot if they didn't trade for Terry Rozier. Infinitely, man. I wake up in a cold sweat thinking about that dumb trade at night. Pissing me off. But yeah, as of right now, I don't think the Heat have enough for Giannis without trading Bam. unless Giannis demands Miami, and then even then, that only gives us a sliver of a chance. But we'll see. I think he might be on the way out. You know, he was on that stream with Speed a couple weeks ago, and Speed said, "Are you staying in Milwaukee?" I'm gonna do my reenactment of Giannis's answer to that. Giannis said, "So pretend I'm Speed. Hey, Giannis, you staying in Milwaukee?" Giannis. But yeah, probably. Probably. I think so. Probably. Yeah. I saw a Heat fan see that and they say, "Oh, Giannis is not going nowhere." Does that sound like a guy who wants to be in Milwaukee? Hell no. That's just a guy on Speed Stream who doesn't want to out his trade requests like that and disrespect the city. Like, I think he's gone. I know he also posted like a tweet yesterday of some video talking about how much he loves Milwaukee or whatever, and that got Heat fans all annoyed. And I'm like, to me, that sounds like a guy who's saying his final goodbyes. We got to look up this Bucks roster. I'm going to actually pull up Twitter because there was a viral tweet going around. Oh, let me go back to here. I think y'all can see the Twitter now. Okay. I want to go back to Twitter here. And there was a meme going around of like the Bucks roster. And it was like, put your thumb over Giannis and look at the rest. This one. Okay, well, somebody had a famous quote tweet to this picture here. I don't see the original quote tweet, but here, you could visually see the roster and see how bad it is, right? So take your thumb, put it over Giannis right now on the screen. Okay, you know what? Can I take this? Okay, my face is over Giannis. This actually makes them a better team because I'm like that. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, put him over Giannis. Look at this squad. Okay, Cole Anthony, nice player. You know, certainly he killed the Heat a bunch last year, so let me not disrespect him. Kevin Porter Jr., who he's an okay player. You know, say what you want about him on, off the court, whatever. He's not my favorite guy, but, you know, he's fine. He's okay. Ryan Rollins, nice young player. Actually, I think he's a nice young player. Gary Trent Jr., he's a good player as well. Fine player. AJ Green, good shooter. Very good shooter. Gary Harris, a little bit past his prime, but he's okay. Torian Prince, he's good as well. He's a good player. Kuzma, you know, used to be a good player. Used to be better than Tatum for 2 weeks, but Bobby Portis, I like a lot. I do like Bobby Portis. I wish that he could have got him. And then Jericho Sims is athletic as hell. Can't do nothing else. And then Miles Turner, he's a good player as well. So it's like, I mean, I didn't say no one on the roster is bad by any means, but it's a whole bunch of Cole Anthony, Kevin Porter Jr., It's like in the Eastern Conference, where does that stack up? Towards the bottom, I think, right? I think it's towards the bottom. So I don't know. I don't see how Giannis could see this. Like, he's going to check into a game next year, hear the starting lineup, Cole Anthony, Ryan Rollins, Giannis. Like, how? No, he's out. He's out. Look at the team. You want proof that Giannis is leaving? This is proof. Look at the team. All right? Team sucks. He's not staying on that team. All he talks about is he wants to win a championship. Yeah, I'm not winning no damn championship with that squad. All right. What else we got here? We got my guy Sticky. That's a name. He says, Anthony, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You mad funny. I've been digging your content for years now. You better than a lot of other Heat podcasters, no cap. I appreciate you. And I appreciate you acknowledge the work I put in the channel. The support means a lot, y'all. Like I said, you know, YouTube is definitely the goal one day. I'd love to do this thing full time. So the support's been dope. It's been really dope. Appreciate y'all for that. Got my guy Ye says, Hero and Hame for Fox. I've been wondering if the Heat could revisit the whole Fox thing, right? Because San Antonio's got a loaded backcourt, man. You know, they talking about maybe doing like actually, while I talk, let's pull back up this, hide this comment, and then let's pull back up the Fanspo and pull up a new tab here. So we can kind of see maybe what a De'Aaron Fox trade looks like. But yeah, I've been wondering if the Heat could maybe revisit this, something I was very interested in doing last year. But maybe now they can because the Spurs have a loaded backcourt. Or let's just look at the guards, right? Not even the starting backcourt. Let's look at the guards. Fox, Vassell, Castle, and Dylan Harper, who I guess isn't here yet, right? So that's 4 guards, very, very good guards. So all guards that probably should start on their respective teams, right? Dylan Harper, if he's a rookie, who knows at this point, right? And I've heard rumors of them saying, okay, they might start Fox at the 1, Harper at the 2, Castle at the 3. I don't know, bro. I mean, how big is Castle really? Man, he's 6'6", but he's a point guard, you know? I mean, I don't think he necessarily needs the ball because he's such a good defender that he can be a defender out there. but he's not a great shooter. Let me see what his numbers were last year. I know once Fox went down, he actually scored the ball pretty well, but I don't remember actually how good his shooting was specifically. Yeah, see, he scored the ball well, 15 points per game, but 28% from three on 4 attempts. That's not a guy that you want playing off ball a lot because he's not going to be sitting in the corner spacing the floor. He's really just going to be mugging things up. So I don't know how good a starting three is of Fox, Harper, and Castle. So I was like, okay, do you put Castle at the 2? Well, now he's still off ball because Fox is ball dominant. We know Fox is not a stupendous shooter either. Had a bit of a down year last year shooting the ball. And then what about Vassell? Vassell is an excellent shooter. He fits very good next to De'Aaron Fox, I think. But then are you benching Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper? That doesn't make sense to me either because those guys are damn good basketball players. So if that's the case, maybe they do decide they want to move De'Aaron Fox because out of Castle, Harper, and Fox is the oldest, 27 years old. Not old at all, but it's 6 years older than Wemby. So kind of on the same timeline, but not really. So let's see if the Heat can get involved. You send De'Aaron Fox over to the Heat. I'm sure that the Spurs would want expiring money, which, you know what? Maybe they don't want all expiring money. Maybe they want Andrew Wiggins. He's older. He's older than Fox, but they got a glaring hole at the 3. They've been trying to trade Keldon Johnson for several years now, and I do think Wiggins is a better fit because he's a much better shooter than Keldon Johnson as well. But I don't know if the Spurs want to win now or not. That's the only thing. We'll take out Wiggins for now. We'll just try to make it work with Terry. So if we put Terry in here, the Heat may need to add more money. Yeah, they probably have to add about $10 million. $10.4 million. The Heat will have to add into this trade. So now you're looking at, what do I want to do here? Fontecchio and Haywood, I guess, right? Because then you can convince the Spurs, okay, we'll give you a large expiring deal in Terry Rozier, and you get 2 players that could kind of play for you right now, Hayward Highsmith and Fontecchio. And at 28 years old, I think Hayward Highsmith is an excellent replacement to Harrison Barnes. 5 years younger than him, very similar type of player. I think Hayward could be a piece they might want to re-sign. And maybe Fontecchio is just the guy that gets some minutes this year, right? So this should make the money work. Nope. What do we have here? Recently traded. Fontecchio can't be traded to teams aggregated because 2 months have not passed. Okay, so they couldn't do this trade until September 7th, but that's fine. And for all intents and purposes, this is a trade that works from a cap standpoint. So now from a pick standpoint, I believe that he'd only have the 2 tradable first, like we said, right? Because you don't have 27, so you can't trade 26 because then 26 and 27 would be missing. You can't trade 28 for the same reason because then 27 and 28 would be missing. So you could trade 29 because you have 30. And then you could trade 31 because you have 32. So there's the 2 tradable first right there. And then this trade would work. Again, it's going to say failed because from Simone Fontecchio. But on September 7th, this trade could work. Would the Spurs trade 2 first-round picks or would the Spurs accept this trade for Fox? Hell no. Why would they do that? I mean, let me look up what they actually traded for Fox. Spurs trade for Fox. Because I forget. I don't think DeRozan was in that deal. I forget what it was like a 3-team trade, I remember. So the Spurs traded 1, 2, 3 first-round picks and 3 second-round picks. I'm assuming these are all the Spurs picks. I know it says via. That's because they have picks from a bunch of other places. Oh, but then there's some first-round pick here, too. I don't know. So either way, they traded about 3 to 4 first-round picks. I don't know if these were all theirs for sure. But for them to only get 2 back a year later, that's not good value at all. Like, not at all. So if that's the case, maybe the Heat would have to throw in a little sweetener, as Tobin used to call him, Nikola Jovic, a little sweetener. Where's Jovic at here? Am I tripping? Here he is. Jovic to the Spurs. Let me just make sure that it still works money-wise. It still does work money-wise. Now would the Spurs take this? How much do they value Jovic? I think he'd fit real good next to Wemby. I really do. Because keep in mind, they also got Carter Bryant, who could play the 3 or the 4. I guess they have Sohan as well. But I don't know. I think Jovic is a better fit than Sohan. I'm not a big fan of guys that can't shoot in today's NBA, and that's Jeremy Sohan. Where I think Jovic would be an excellent, excellent fit on this team, really. But Yeah, I still don't think that's enough for the Spurs. From the Heat standpoint, I guess you would do it, right? Fox, Tyler Hero. Maybe you try to trade Norman Powell then, see if you can get some value for him. But, yeah. I don't know. Like I said, on the other trade, I don't want to spend too much time breaking down this stuff, but just do a little preliminary thing just to kind of see if anything piques our interest there. But, yeah, De'Aaron Fox definitely does pique my interest. Stiggy also said, went ahead to Miami again. I'm going to meet you in Eureka and snag them ankles. I want to let all y'all know right now, if any of y'all watching this video think that you could beat me, all right, in ones, maybe you could beat me. Anyone could beat anyone in ones. But in, like, full, I'm busting your ass. What else we got here? Guantan Kid said Terry was there for Daniel Gafford and picks. Daniel Gafford is a guy I was looking at a lot this offseason because I thought the Mavericks were so loaded in their front court between Lively and Davis and Flag. So it's like Gafford now is coming off the bench. And then he was also an expiring contract. I thought he might walk for nothing after the season. But we didn't even get to that point because he actually re-upped with the Mavericks on an extension, I believe. So, yeah, Gafford's not going nowhere. The Mavericks wanted him, and they paid him, unfortunately, because I would have liked him on the Heat. What have we got here? My guy Drew, thank you for the supports. My guy Jose Matos, I see you in there. He said, Bam for Giggy. Is that supposed to be Giddy? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, and LOL said that's rage bait Jose. Probably, right? Hey, we got my boy Troy Frazier with the $1.99 dono. Thank you, my boy. Genuinely, dog. That's so dope. For you to support me like that. I appreciate it, man. I really, really do. All the support, whether it's the views or the monetary donations, they really do go a long way. I guess this is a good excuse to maybe talk about the new setup that I got here, because this is still in my home. The other setting was in my bedroom. Now I'm in, well, I guess I'm just calling this my studio, but it used to be, we got a 3-bedroom. So, one of them is now the guest room. This room was empty because my other roommate moved out. If y'all might know my guy Thomas. He's been in several videos over the years. Not often. Very sparingly. So if any of y'all know my roommate Thomas, y'all are real ones, first of all. But he just moved out a couple of weeks ago. Finally got his own apartment, him and his girl, so they're doing real well. So that means I had an open bedroom open up. So instead of cramping up everything in my bedroom where I have a giant bed taking up most of the room, I got a whole room to myself, which is dope. So I turned it into my studio now. I guess I could give a little bit of a quick tour, even though I got my... actually, isn't there a way where I could connect my webcam to my phone? Let me find out how to do that real quick. There was like a way on Mac to do that. FaceTime HD camera. I don't know. I don't see the option there, and I don't want to play around with it for 100 minutes. But yeah, a couple cool things. So I finally upgraded from my ring light, my cheap ring light, to a couple of softbox lights. Y'all see one, and y'all see two. Softbox lights are just much better for lighting. They're a lot more big, but obviously I have the space now. So they just, one, they're easier on the eyes. When I'm sitting here recording all day, I don't have the just direct ring light in my eye, which kind of blinds you a little bit. And two, they diffuse on the face a little bit better. It's not such a harsh light. So that's cool. I got those. I got brand new photo setup. So now I actually have a place to hang my photos. This is me and Mario Chalmers, which, because a lot of y'all may know, I have the podcast with Mario Chalmers, or I had the podcast. It's technically still on it, but not really. But yeah, we did a few episodes together. But this is actually from like 10 years before that podcast ever happened. This was at Miami Heat camp in like 2014, 15 maybe, where he came to Miami Heat camp. And no, 2013. I'm actually wearing the shirt that says here, 2013. And yeah, so it was so cool because I took a picture with Mario Chalmers at Miami Heat basketball camp, and then 10 years later we were doing a podcast together. Like, so cool, how life works like that. So cool. Then we got a Bam signed picture here that I won in a contest. I forget which one. This was a Christmas gift from my girl this past Christmas. Love it. The newspaper, Heat repeat. This is me in the actual Heat court shooting a three-pointer. I know y'all can't see it that well, but maybe I'll save it for another day. Like a actual studio tour. I'm still not done setting it up because I got all this stuff on Amazon like a week ago. I haven't had time to play around with what I want to do with it. For example, this shelf is empty besides the two hats. The lights are just kind of sitting there. I might tape them to the back of the table or something. I'll see. But yeah, I'm just kind of showing y'all the photos for now. But yeah, this is a picture of me shooting a three on the Heat court. They used to have this event called Heat After Dark, where if you got there or you would wait in line and they'd let you play like full court 5-on-5 on the court for like 5 minutes at a time. But then they stopped it when COVID came. It sucked, man. I only got to do it once. But yeah, this picture of me on the courts. This is a signed Jaime Jaquez photo here, which I did wait in line at the Daylin Mall for an autograph signing his rookie season because I thought Jaime was going to turn into something. That remains to be seen. And then this is just a cool piece I bought off of Etsy with the greatest players in Heat history, just kind of like art style. So that's the new photos. Of course, yes, the Jimmy jersey did make it to the new setup. Y'all know, if y'all been watching the channel, y'all know I ain't going to take it down. And then I put some more Funko Pops out finally because I got a bunch, maybe not a bunch. I maybe have like 12 or so Funkos that I really like to display. But the only ones y'all ever really seen in my videos was these ones, the Jimmy, Bam, and Hakeem, because that's all I really had space to show. But now I got some more. So I'll put some more out eventually. I only put 4 here for now. But I'll show y'all. I got, of course, we got another basketball one. We got Bernie, because this one is cute as shit. I'm not going to lie to you. We got Bernie. And then we got Slash, the guitar player, Guns N' Roses. I'm not even like a rock and roll guy or Guns N' Roses guy, to be honest, at all. But my favorite video game of all time is Guitar Hero. Some of y'all may know that. I'm nasty at it. I got to stream that one day. I'm legit. It's like my random skill here. But yeah, Slash. And I always used to play with him in Guitar Hero 3. So that's why I got this one. And then I got Ted Lasso, one of my favorite shows of all time. And then another one of my favorite shows of all time, Captain Ray Holt from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. Rest in peace, Andre Brower, bro. I think he passed like within the last year or something. Legendary actor, phenomenal on that show. As I just dropped it everywhere. God, that's a bad omen, huh? All good. So I had to show some peace for my guy, Andre Brower. But yeah. All right. Let's put these back. But yeah, let's keep going. What else we got in these comments here? And then, yeah, eventually when I finish the whole setup, I might give y'all more of a tour or something. But it's still a work in progress. Now, it'll take me a few weeks because I even got to play around with the settings on the lights to see what's most optimal because I got all these different settings. But I think the quality's been okay so far. What else we got here? Get Real says, what do you think is a fair deal we can offer Tyler? I've always said I've been cool getting him between 30 and 35 million. I don't think that's disrespectful whatsoever. Now, the most he can get right now is about 50 million a year. So quite a bit off. I know Tyler Hero wants the max. So would he even accept something in the 30 to $35 million range? Probably not. Based off his answer in the postseason press conference where he was basically like, they could pay me now or not pay me now, whatever. I just know if they don't pay me now, like I'm going to be getting paid more the next offseason, which is kind of his way of saying that he expects a max. So I don't think he would accept it, but I think 30 to 35 million is fair, considering his lack of playoff production, quite honestly. My guy Guamton said he's from the island of Guam. So he's literally Guamton kid. Oh, okay, I get you now. Clemente, what's good? I see you in the comments there. We got another $1.99 dono from my guy Troy Frazier 27 minutes ago. I apologize. I'm so late to getting into it. But I promise I'll get to everyone's comments. He said Propel is very good. I concur. Time for Propel drink. Stay hydrated, y'all. But thank you for the donut, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. What else we got here? Cooley Holmes say, y'all are not loyal Heat fans. Y'all still don't get it. The Heat will not trade Hero Bam nor trade Highsmith, Jovic, and Jaime Jaquez Jr. Rozier might not go nowhere. I'm a little confused by the wording of your comment, but I will address the first parts. I'm definitely a loyal Heat fan. I can disagree with the front office sometimes. That doesn't mean that I'm going to stop watching games. You know who I don't think is a loyal Heat fan? People who be like, oh, I'm not going to watch the games anymore. Because it's like, okay, if you can't sit through the bad, I don't think you deserve to sit through the good. To be honest, part of being a sports fan is you have to ride through those rough times. You have to enjoy the good ones. And if you're just going to stop watching because the team is bad, how loyal are you? I don't blame you because certainly it wasn't really a watchable product for a large portion of last year. And if you don't want to waste your time watching the games or you get too frustrated, I completely understand it. But then you're not a loyal fan. And if you don't want to be a loyal fan, I understand. That's what I'm saying. It's not me saying, oh, I understand you're still a loyal fan. Not really. You're not. While I understand you, I just wouldn't consider you loyal. But me, on the other hand, boy, you best believe I was there for every single game that had the starting lineup of Willie Reed and Luke Babbitt and O'Carl White and the rest of those guys. You best believe I was sitting my ass down at 7:30, really 7:40 for tip-off. But I was sitting my ass down watching every single one of those games. I seen every game of 11-30 and every game of 30-11. Trust me. And guess what? The 30-11, that was worth it because I just sat through the pain of 11-30. Some of y'all might not even have been watching the Heat back then. That was some rough times. But pretty much, I've watched, within reason, almost every single Heat game since like 2010. Basically, that's when I started watching. When LeBron came, I got interested in it. I gave my whole story about it in my LeBron video from a couple weeks ago, if you're curious. But yeah, I started watching pretty much every game since then. And obviously, I may miss a couple games a year for events or such, but I try to watch every single one, and that's been the case for, what's 2010? The last 15 years now. God damn. So, yeah, I will be watching every single game, no matter who's on the roster. Alan Peter, yo, what's good, man? He said, what's the scoop on Terry? He getting banned already. It's up in the air. From, I think, a couple weeks ago, Sham said he was cleared, but then Chris Haynes came out recently, said he's not. Basically, what happened is the NBA did their own investigation and the FBI did their own investigation. And I think the NBA's came out clear, but the FBI's is still underway, something like that. I don't think he'll ever get indicted, just because if he was, I think they would have did it by now. I don't know how long the Jonte Porter stuff was being investigated, but it's like you either have enough evidence or you don't, And from what it sounds like it was someone else who had the inside scoop that bet like $13,000 that Terry was going to go under, which, shit, I didn't bet close to $13,000. I'm joking, but I bet a lot of money on Terry unders last year too, but that's because I knew he sucked, not because I thought he was going to get hurt. So maybe someone else just knew that too. Although this was from a game back when Terry was in Charlotte, and he wasn't bad back then. But yeah, I don't think he'll get banned. I do know if he does get banned, I think that he get all that money back. But if he gets suspended, they get like 50% of his salary back. I think I saw that on Twitter the other day. Drew said, thoughts on bringing back Burks, or do you prefer someone new? Well, I love Burks. I think before Norman Powell, the Heat desperately needed shooting because you lost Duncan Robinson. But you kind of replaced a lot of that with Norman Powell. So I don't think a shooter in that last roster spot is as critical as much as I like Burks, as much as I think he was on a good value contract as a minimum guy. But if they are going to fill that last roster spot, which is a big if, it'll probably go to a backup center. Because right now, your only backup big off the bench is like Jovic. And he's not even really a big, because before you had Kevin Love and Kyle Anderson, who aren't even really that big either, but they were your bigs, and you lost both of them too. So now you really got nothing. So if they do fill that spot, it'll probably be for a center. All right, let's see what we got here. He said, Get Real said, how many points did you drop tonight at the gym? Hopefully more than KJ did in Summer League. KJ didn't even have a bad Summer League. I saw that guy, Dan Favell, gave him like a D+. Let me show y'all on Twitter, because I actually got back and forth with Dan Favell a little bit on Twitter. Let me share this back to Twitter here. Let me try to find my... What's Royal? Royal's on the... We'll get back to Dan Favell in a second. What's Royal doing here talking shit? Sean Rochester said, this was a great pod. We should trade Major Passons and Tony Schwartz for Eternal Blast for seconds, and that we could be at the front of the line for when Hot Take Harry becomes available, because I guess they're trying to trade, or because Hot Take Harry did a pod today with 5 reasons actually. Let me hide this comment real quick so y'all can see. And then Royal said Harrison on the block. You're gonna have Anthony D _ Heat. Why he always trying to trade me? I got the basement more views than they ever got in their life with that Whopper video. And this is how Royal repays me? It's nasty work. Okay, so here we go. So this guy, Dan Favell, Bleacher Report, right? He put out this article. Matter of fact, I'll just explain to you. He put out this article basically grading every rookie that played in Summer League, right? And he gave Kasparas Shakachonis a D+, which is the 3rd lowest grade of every single rookie that played in Summer League, which is a lot of them. And the 2 other guys got Ds. He got a D+. Those are the only guys that got Ds in the entire Summer League is Kasparas and 2 other bums I never heard of. That's insane. Because, yes, Kasparas didn't have a good California Classic, but that's a fake Summer League. In Vegas, the real Summer League, Kasparas had like 15 points a night, 4 rebounds, 4 assists. The shooting percentages were okay. Like, he wasn't D+ bad. Like, he wasn't great, but D plus bad is ridiculous. Especially when Dan Favell said at the beginning of his article, he's grading guys based off where they were picked in the draft. Kasparis was the 20th pick. What the hell do you expect from the 20th pick, right? And also, too, I did a film breakdown on my channel about how I think Kasparis will be better in the league when he has better teammates. Because we literally watched film of teammates missing his passes or bobbling his passes and all kind of stuff like that, right? So basically, Dan Favell put out this whole hit piece basically saying, oh, this guy, Kasparis, had more turnovers than field goals in Summer League, and he was ass on defense. And that's an insane take because actually Kasparis was very, very solid on defense, I believe. So that was a terrible take. So anyways, how do I get out of this here? So I screenshotted that and I said, by no means did Kasparis have a great Summer League, but for @Dan Favell to give him a D+ after posting these Vegas stats, because I quote tweeted Heat vs. Haters down here, I said it's absurd. I said if he actually watched the games, he'd see Kas played well defensively, and many of the turnovers weren't his fault. Plus, this is a late first-round pick we're talking about. So I tagged Dan Favell. He got 12,000 followers, so good amount, and he actually did get back to me. He said, you're free to disagree with me, obviously, but don't you get all tired of the doesn't watch stick? I said plenty of good things about him. Not true. This isn't a predictive mark of his entire career, and as the outset of the piece states, this wasn't just about Vegas. All right? So I said, you provided no context to his bad assist-to-turnover ratio, which was highly skewed by his teammates' ineptitude. It's true. If y'all didn't see my film breakdown, go watch it. Eric Stevenson, bobbling passes, Vlad Golden, same thing. And then at the end, the exact words Dan Favell said was, if Kasparis can unbottle defensive chops not revealed in Summer League, he'll be a good player. Kasparis was damn good on defense, on and off ball defensively. So either Dan Favell didn't watch the games or he just hates Miami. That it has to be the case. And he just responded with, all right, man. Like, I felt like we were having a productive basketball discussion. You respond with, all right, man. That just tells me you weren't watching, you know. But then he did follow me. So respect. I followed him back. I'm not going to lie to you because I'm not here for beef. You know, I'm here for healthy basketball discussion, which is what I thought we were having. But, yeah, I don't know. I guess not. I guess Dan Favell didn't think so. What did you say, though? Oh, Get Real said, how many points did... Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot this all started because I was talking about Dan Favell's comment where I said, how many points did I drop tonight? Like I said, today was kind of light because of the bad weather earlier. Just ran half. I played well, but nothing serious. You know, not full quarter, nothing. So nothing too serious tonight, but did get a good sweat here. What is the guy? Greg Roberts. He said, thoughts on Trae Young. We talked about him a little bit earlier this stream, but just to recap, big fan. I do like him. This guy, Drew, said, Drew, do I know you? You said, have I ever hooped at Bamford and Davie? That's literally my home court. Like, before I moved to Fort Myers, I went to Bamford almost every single day for like a 6-year span. So I don't know when you started going out there or whatever. But, well, I guess I really stopped going to Bamford consistently when I went to college, which I guess was in 2016, 2017. But before that, when I was in high school, yeah, bro, I was going to Bamford every day for years. Everyone knew me out there. Things are different now. If any of y'all ever know Bamford and Davie, back in the day, bro, like from like 2014 to 2016, good-ass runs, bro. Good-ass runs. But then what happened is they opened up a park called Flamingo Park about 15 minutes away, where it has a pavilion on top, nice backboards, and it kind of killed Bamford a little bit. Actually, Flamingo Park, that's where like Frigas played a bunch and all those other basketball YouTubers, they go to Flamingo because it's a nice park. But it just kind of killed Bamford, which was my home court. But either way, I moved to Fort Myers, so I hoop over here now mostly. But when I'm back in town, I still hit up Bamford to this day. I was just at Bamford actually with Adam Barai like a couple weeks ago. Me and Adam, we went to we went to the Inter Miami game when they played Al Ali in the World Cup, or the Club World Cup. And he said he wanted to hoop. I was like, you trying to come to Bamford? I said, me and Adam Barai went to Bamford a couple weeks ago. But yeah, what else we got here? Troy Frazier, you and Tobin be great together. I think so too, man. What else we got here? Money Mitch says, what comparison would you make with Rookie Hero versus Rookie Cass? And I've already been going for almost an hour here. My laundry is probably done by now. But I told you I was going to answer every comment, so we're going to get to every comment. Money Mitch says, what comparison would you make with Rookie Hero versus Rookie Cass? Well, hard to say if you're asking me to judge the production, just because, you know, Cass has only played Summer League. But I think they're different type of players. I mean, coming into the league, we looked at Tyler Hero as a shooter. We're looking at Kasparis as a facilitator, kind of different type of players. And then based off Summer League, Casper's a great defender. You know, that's not something Tyler Hero ever was. But I guess Tyler Hero was a lottery pick. He was picked 13. So different expectations, too. Also, Tyler Hero was coming into a much better team that had Jimmy Butler, had a little bit of an easier defined role. And I'm not quite sure if Kasparis is even going to be in the rotation, at least at first. He might be a big Sioux Falls guy, so that remains to be seen. What else do we got here? Giannis is out. I agree with y'all saying that. Leonard said, true that. You're more fun than Tobin. He's speaking facts, but he's insufferable at times. I don't know. It's either you like the Tobin shtick or you don't. And sometimes I can see you if the shtick gets annoying, but that's my guy for real. Spurs Dynasty coming. I agree with you, Alan, for sure. Just reading some of these comments here. Chino, what's good, my boy? Alan Peter said, yo, Ant, you know why Ainge did us a solid in the power trade? To get first dibs on a hero signing trade next season? Conspiracy? Maybe. Because, of course, if y'all didn't remember, the power trade was a 3-team deal with Utah, whose GM is Danny Ainge. So, I don't know. Tyler Hero would probably fit kind of good in Boston, though, I guess. I don't know. Spurs have Shane Battier with a 40-inch vert. If you're talking about Carter Bryant, that is so funny because isn't that what I called it? Are you saying that because that's what I called Carter Bryant in my YouTube video? I think I did that. And I think that was literally the title of my video when I did a deep dive on Carter Bryant. If you did that intentionally, that's a hilarious callback, Miami Nick. Thank you for that. That's funny as shit. What else we got here? Jose, what's good, my boy? Miami Nick also said, get rid of the Hame picture. I mean, maybe. I got a whole wall here. You know, I got plenty of photos that I could put up eventually. Like I said, just started building the setup. We'll see. I still like Kame Hawkins, man. I think he can bounce back. Only a sophomore. He was only a sophomore last year. Such thing as a sophomore slump, you know? So we'll see. He just needs to kind of get that shot going. Yo, my guy Jared Israel, or Jared, let me know how you pronounce him. I want to make sure I get it right. But he said, you don't know what you're talking about sometimes, but I like the hustle. Good work. Hey, I appreciate the $5 donor, man. Like, any of y'all that donate and watch, like, it means the world to me. Like, I can't even put it into words. Like, I'm just, to think that I'm a guy sitting here in my new studio, which is really just a bedroom in my house, with my cat still running around here, and people enjoy watching me, it continues to be the coolest thing in the world. Especially since I've wanted to be a YouTuber my entire life, literally. Like, if y'all go to my channel, I can show y'all this too real quick. We'll go to here. Let's go to YouTube. Let me go back here so y'all can see. Okay. Speaking of Tobin, there he is right there. But yeah, Gerard, I appreciate you. Also, before I put your comment down, let me know whenever you think I don't know what I'm talking about. I'd love to have a healthy basketball discussion with you in the comments. If any of y'all ever disagree, let me know. That's the whole point of the comments, is so we can go back and forth. You know, I'm always down. That's the beautiful thing about this community, is we can disagree and, you know, discuss. I don't ever take offense to disagreements or nothing like that. But yeah, Jared, let me know how to pronounce it. Let me know what you disagree on, and I do appreciate you. But yeah, back to the YouTube thing. If you go to my channel here, I used to have we'll go here and we'll go to oldest. So y'all might have seen these before. These are my 3 oldest videos. I have Willow Smith whips her hair back and forth for 10 minutes, which is literally just her repeating this for 10 minutes. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle for 10 minutes, same thing. And then, oh my God, Becky, look at her butt for 5 minutes, same thing. These videos came out 13 years ago, so I made them when I was 14. This one blew the hell up. 865,000 views. Man, do I wish I was monetized back then. That would have been a pretty penny. However, that was not the case, and also that work is likely copyrighted as well. But yeah, but even 13 years ago, these are the only ones I left up here. But I did make other videos back then. Not basketball related at all. But like skits, like all kind of skits and stuff. I've been making content for a long time. I've since removed all those videos. They're not on YouTube. No one will ever see them because they are embarrassing. But I've been making YouTube since back then, you know. And then obviously before I got into the basketball stuff, this is technically my first video down here. If y'all want to see my true first video, since I committed to YouTube, it says 3 years ago. It was really 4 because it was beginning of the 21-22 season. So I covered 21-22, 22-23, 23-24, 25-26. So this will be my 4th full season, I guess, covering the team, I believe, if I did the math correctly. But yeah, this is my first full video right here. Everything before it, I just posted some songs that I made because I've always written music over the years too. Some of them I actually recorded and decided to make videos, and those are ones that I put here. They're okay. Some of them are okay. It's just the problem is I'm not really a rapper. You know, I like to write songs, but I'm not a good rapper, and I don't really have anyone to rap for me. So if you listen to the lyrics on any of these songs, lyrically, they're excellent. Just not that great a rapper. But yeah, this is my first video down here. And then y'all can see all the other stuff down here. Came a long way on the channel. Really came a long way. Just looking at all the stuff, looking at how the thumbnails used to be and everything, man. These thumbnails used to take forever, man. Look at this shit. Random Scrub, Heat Killer. Those thumbnails took forever. Bro, this one with the band breaking my thumb off. It was good times back then, man. It was good times for sure. All right, let's try to get through the rest of these comments here. Heat Culture was good, my boy. I see you. What else we got here? Troy Frazier agrees $30 to $35 million is perfect for Tyler Hero. Ye agrees, not worth $50. Jose Matos, I got to keep shouting you out because you've been showing love for a while. If y'all are watching this and not subscribed, make sure to hit that button for me. I do greatly appreciate the support. What else we got here? Yogo Boy said that's one of my favorite seasons. You talking about the 30 and 11 season? Second half of the season was fun. I'm not going to lie to you at all on that one. I remember I remember where I was a lot of the games. The Deion Waiters shot the Philly cheese during the against the Warriors. I remember where I was during that. I was in my freshman dorm in college, and like I was just so ready to. Well, I was into the game because obviously you didn't expect to compete with that Warriors team that had Kevin Durant. So I was into the game, but coming down to it, I was just kind of sitting in my bed like this. I was like, all right, Deion Waiters isolation ball. He's gonna take a bad shot. I'm like, all right, like they're gonna lose. Then that shot went in. Boy, I jumped off my bed. I fell to the floor. It's the most hype I got ever. Like, it's like Ray Allen Game 6, Philly cheese versus the Warriors in terms of how excited I got. Allen also said I was watching Cycly while in the womb. That's hilarious, bro. That's funny as hell. Hell no, definitely was not, though. Yugo Boy also said, Anthony, who do you think will be top 3 in the East this coming year? We can do this, too. We'll pull up the NBA standings. So, from last year, I'm going to put it up for y'all in a second. Okay, right here. NBA standings. So, if we just look at last year, right, you had Celtics, Knicks, Bucks, Cavs, Magic, Pacers, Sixers. No, this isn't last year. I was going to say that's the wrong year. Here we go. Cavs, Celtics, Knicks, Pacers, Bucks, Pistons, Magic, Heat. Oh, because they updated this after the play-in. Because the Heat were actually the 10 seed, if you remember. I think. 9th or 10th, I forget. But anyways, yeah, probably 10th because they have more losses than the Hawks and the Bulls, right? So they're probably 10th. But top 3, I mean, Cavs will still be there, right? Celtics, they traded almost everyone, so they should drop. You would think the Knicks should still be there. So I think Knicks and Cavs are locks, and Pacers, they still got a damn good team, man. It's like they're losing the engine in Tyrese Halliburton, so I really don't know for sure. But Andrew Nembhard is going to have a hell of a season. They also, didn't they draft Cam Jones, who I think will be a good player for them. I don't think they'll be top 3, but they might not fall off a ton. Then outside of that, you could argue all these teams are in the same range. Bucks, Pistons, Magic, Heat, Hawks, Bulls. You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb. I'm going to say the Magic. Last year, the Magic were the 7th seed, but they went through hell in terms of the injuries. Paulo Banchero and Franz, I think they had the same injury with their oblique. Tons of injuries, bunch of holes in terms of shooting. You did a great job replacing that in Desmond Bane. I'm going to say the Magic. I really, really think the Magic can make the jump up there. Young team, so they're going to be gunning for every win possible. I think I'm going to go the Magic. I'm going to go with the Magic. But really, it could be any of these guys. I guess by that logic, it could be the Heat too. I mean, if the Heat stay healthy, who knows? I think the Heat have a pretty well-rounded roster. But, interesting. I mean, is Giannis enough to get that Bucks team to 3? I don't know. I'm going back and forth on that. I will do at some point a prediction video prior to the season because every year I like to kind of put my predictions out and see how right or wrong we were. Jose Matos said, what about Vlad? Vladislav Golden. He did have a good summer league, you know, but he's a two-way player for a reason. He'll never be a great player in this league. You know, he's 24 years old, so not the most potential possible there, but he's fine. You know, I thought he brought a lot of energy. Also seems like a really nice guy. I heard a lot of mic'd ups and stuff with him, and he was funny. He's a funny guy. I'm going to get through these comments quick here because I got to head out and put my clothes in the dryer. He said, Rashad said, yo, Anthony, who do you think is going to be the best summer league player for the Heat, excluding the second-year players and Caspers? Who do you think going to be the... Well, summer league is over, Rashad, so your comment confused me a little bit, but I probably would say that Pella was the best player, right? I mean, Pella was the guy who really came in there and looked like a second-year player. And that's what you want to see from your second-year players. He got to the free throw line at will. I wonder how transferable that skill is going to be to the NBA because he won't get the same whistle. But I was impressed with Pella. So, well, I guess you said excluding the second-year players in Kasparis. So, outside of those guys in Kasparis, I don't know. It was a bunch of mid. You know, you want to count Vlad Golden, but he was on a two-way. If not, it was really only Eric Stevenson and Javante Cook that really stood out, you know. But even their numbers weren't too great. Stevenson shot the ball well from three. Cook had some good games, but his overall percentage was like 25% from three. It wasn't great, but I don't know. Dane Danger had some moments, but you also saw why he didn't get drafted. Omar Ballo only played like 2 games, and I was kind of high on him too. Myron Gardner had some moments, but yeah, really, really not the best summer league showing for the Heat this time. My guy Vibe with Benz. Yo, what's up, my guy? Genuinely appreciate the 199 dono. Thank you so much, man. And you said, how far does this roster take us? We were just looking at the standings, dog. And if you want to convince me that they're a 3 seed, I'll listen. I don't know. I kind of am a bit, I don't want to say I'm a bit flip-floppy with that stuff, but it's just you never know with this Heat team because we've seen them beat 8 seeds and we've seen them go to the finals in the same year. So who knows? Of course, that was with Jimmy Butler. You know, they were once a 1 seed with Jimmy Butler and also an 8 seed with Jimmy Butler multiple times. Without Jimmy Butler, I don't know. But, well, here's another good exercise. I know 5 Reasons did a podcast basically doing first, second, and third teams for the Southeast Division. And the Heat have an argument to get a lot of players, you know, on the first and second team. Bam Adebayo, is he the best center in the division? You know, is Paulo Macaro center? If so, you can have that argument, but could be Bam. I guess power forward, right? Because Bam's probably going to play the 4. Guard, you know, Tyler Hero's up there. Desmond Bane might be a little better. Trae Young is certainly better. You know, you got LaMelo Ball, but Tyler Hero's still up there. You know, Andrew Wiggins, I don't know. I feel like the Heat have a pretty well-rounded starting lineup at least. The bench, you know, there's some holes there. Still need a facilitator, still need some backup size. But you got the shooting of Tyler Hero and Norman Powell, the 3-and-D capabilities of Andrew Wiggins, Bam Adebayo who can do it all, and Khalil Ware to clean everything up on the inside and be a dominant lob threat. Not a lot of holes in that starting lineup, you know? So you could talk me into them being a great team. You could also talk me into them being a 10 seed. Either way wouldn't surprise me. But just to give you an answer to your question, NBA champions. Just so if they do win the championship, I could clip this right here and say that I knew the whole time. Even though, really, I don't know for sure. Rashad said, also, what player would you realistically have the Heat trade for? I don't know. I kind of like the idea of offloading Wiggins just to get his money off the books. Other than that, I don't really want to trade anyone because he'd have a bunch of expiring money right now. That's what I want. I want to have go into next offseason with tons of cap space so you can really revamp the whole team. And it sounds like the main team that might want Wiggins is the Lakers. I don't know if they still do, but if they did, be Wiggins. And if that's the case, I guess you're looking to get Hachimura back. But realistically, anyone with an expiring contract. Louis Caesar says, should we sign Depot or get a backup big? Well, if you're asking me to pick one or the other, my head says get a backup big, but my heart says get Depot. So I'm going to go with the heart. I always go with your heart, people. I'm going to say Victor Oladipo. What else do we got here? Yoga Boy says, you still believe in Pat Riley? Don't get it twisted. I love Pat Riley. Respect the hell out of him for everything that he's done here. But 80 years old is 80 years old. I don't think an 80-year-old should be running the country. I don't think one should be running the basketball team. Put it that way. There's just a new day and age, a different way to do things nowadays. And while I still think Pat Riley can be valuable to the organization, maybe he shouldn't be the lead guy anymore. What else do we got here? Hey, and what is your second favorite NBA team besides the Miami Heat? I mean, I don't really think I have a second favorite NBA team, to be honest. There's a lot of teams that I guess I like. I don't know. My boy Santi that I was telling you about, that I'm best man in his wedding in 2 days. He's a big Thunder fan, so I was happy for him. I always rooted for him, or for the Thunder for him. But I don't know. I mean, there's other players I like. You know, Hassan Whiteside was my favorite when he left the Heat still. I guess I like guys like Steven Adams, too. I don't know. I don't really have a second favorite NBA team. I don't think so. Rashad said, what trade packages would you accept for Bam or Hero? For Bam, 4 first-round picks. For Tyler Hero, 3 first-round picks. Just as far as draft capital. Obviously, players could change a lot. Miguel said, did anything break or happen as reason for live stream? Oh, no. You didn't miss nothing, bro. Just bored tonight. My laundry was done an hour ago. I need to put it in the dryer. So I'm going to get through these comments here. Monty, what's up, my boy Monty 2K? I see you in the comments, bro. Hey, you a real one, dog. I appreciate you for real, fam. Rashad also said, how do you think Norman Powell will be for the Heat? I don't think he'll replicate the numbers that he did last year. But, yeah, he can shoot. You know, he's not a better shooter than Duncan Robinson, but he's maybe a little bit more versatile. So I just hope he can be an okay defender, because if he can't be an okay defender, he's not going to work well next to Tyler Hero. He also said thoughts on Chris Quinn potentially leaving the Heat. I hope he does. He's an excellent assistant coach. I hope he does find a place finally as a head coaching job somewhere. What's got here? Yeah, Alan, that was me as Bob Ross in that one thumbnail. What else we got here? Let me look through all these comments here. I'm looking for questions here. Who do you think will win between the Pacers and OKC? What? You mean the thing that already happened? Well, then I'm going to go with OKC. Mayo May. Oh, I like this question, Mayo. You said, who is your all-time favorite Heat role player? There's a lot of guys. Most of them are going to be from the championship teams. Mike Miller, Shane Battier. Does UD count? Udonis Haslam, Birdman. If Hassan Whiteside counts as a role player, probably not because he was a max player. But Hassan Whiteside, those guys for sure are just a few that come to mind. Definitely. What else do we got here? Bugging through. She said this live stream is crazy. How? I know that was 4 minutes ago, but I don't remember doing anything crazy 4 minutes ago. I don't remember. What else do we got here? Finish through these comments. Okay. I think that is all the comments. I think we're pretty much caught up. So that being said, please don't leave any more comments because I got to get out of here. I got to put the clothes in the dryer. So let me make sure I didn't miss no one here, though. We got to all the super chats. We got to Troy both times. Then again, we got to Gerard. And we got the vibes with Benz. Appreciate y'all once again. Just making sure I definitely don't want to miss any of those. Okay. All right. Last question goes to Mayo. Again, just because I liked his previous question, I saw he just left one more. So which Eastern Conference team do you think can make the biggest jump next season besides the Heat? Honestly, we were just looking at those standings. Well, I guess I said the Magic could be 3, but a lot of that is just because of health, and I guess Desmond Bane. But in addition to the Magic, I like the Pistons, man. I think the Duncan Robinson addition is going to be great for them. Of course, they're losing Malik Beasley, who had a nice year for them last year too. But I think Duncan Robinson's going to fit real well with them. You're going to get another year for their very young superstar in Cade Cunningham. They were the 6th seed last year, so I could also see them jumping up to 3. You know, I guess, or maybe the Atlanta Hawks because they were 9 and they definitely had a lot of nice moves this offseason. But anyways, that's all I got to say for this live stream, y'all. I'm gonna head out of here. We'll try to do this, maybe tomorrow, because honestly, I don't have a video idea for tomorrow, anyways, and I'd like to at least get some content out daily. So if it's not a video, we come live stream talk for a little bit, but. Also, maybe not tomorrow because I still got a lot to do before the wedding in 2 days. I got to get my hair cut and everything like that. So appreciate y'all tuning in. Make sure y'all subscribe if you're not already. Go check out all my other videos because I think they're pretty good. All right, I'm in the stream now.